Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam. Thanks for hanging out with me again today. So in today's video, we've got two new old things. So recently, been chatting in other people's, videos. I always try to leave comments as many times as I can, especially if I really enjoyed the video. But I usually try to leave comments on pretty much all the videos, at least something. Sometimes it's way too busy or I'm on my phone and I hate, trying to type on my phone. But anyway, I digress. I was recently speaking with Brice in one of his videos, and if you're not familiar with Brice, he runs the Jack of Trades YouTube channel, and, he absolutely blew me away with the recent CW01 speed run. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, basically RC Poor Boys did a bunch of shout outs with a challenge last month in October saying, hey, I want to see if we can get a CW1 chassis going as fast as it possibly can. And, a bunch of different YouTubers, got together and we all kind of did our own builds and did our own things and ran the cars. And Brice just, he took it to a whole nother level. If you guys haven't seen his videos, you got to go over there and check them out. He got a CW1 chassis, basically a lunchbox, up to 58 or 59 miles an hour. Ridiculous. I got mine up to 48, and it was absolutely crazy. Like instability times 10. So I got second place with 48. He came in first place with the 58, and now he is continuing on. He has gone back to a stock gearbox and has actually set a Tamiya club record for the CW01, and I believe he is trying to keep going with it and see how fast he can get it to go. He may have broken too many parts at this point and may just be calling it quits. I'm not sure, but I think he's still pushing to go a little bit faster. Anyway, I digress. But in one of his recent videos, he was talking about going to a swap meet. And, I know there's guys in Texas and, California and New York and stuff like that. They get to go to these cool swap meets and, dozens and dozens of people show up with dozens and dozens of cars, and, people are getting stuff for really great prices. And I know not every swap meet's going to have spectacular pricing, but I hear a lot about this and I see videos of it and I'm like, man, we don't have anything like that. I even asked my local hobby shop. We have a hobby town here where I live, and they were like, no, we don't do that. The guys there are great guys, but I don't think they're into, holding events or doing anything like that. They just want to run a business and, be a hobby shop. That's all. And I don't blame them. But, I don't get that, excitement of going to a swap meet. There's none around here. I'd have to go, 50 miles north up to DC and stuff like that. And that just gives me the willies thinking about going to DC. I'm not a city kid. I'm a country boy. I don't like the city. Anyway. He had gone to a swap meet and got a Falcon, and they were running it around or talking about running it around and fixing it up and stuff like that. And in his video, he took one of his other Falcons out and ran it around. I just mentioned that God, it'd be really cool if we had swap meets around here, but I don't get swap meets. So next thing you know, I get an email from Brice and he wants to send me a Falcon, and I'm like, okay, what do you want for it? He goes, no, I want to send you a Falcon, and I'm like, the hell. So, this showed up in the mail, and from what it looks, I've looked it over. I haven't started taking anything apart, but it looks to be 100% original and, intact Falcon. The bumper and battery holder is in here, and he also sent a pile of 3D printed parts. Front arms, rear arms, bulkhead, shock towers, all kinds of stuff, the commonly broken parts. He went and printed out a pile of them for me if I do want to build it up and run it. If I just want to build it and tear it down, clean it up, and call it a restoration, he was cool with that too. But he sent along all the 3D printed parts. I have the covers and everything, and he actually makes these really cool little wing mounts, which he has in here, and I'll get an up close picture. But these wings were very much like the Hornet wings. They're mounted directly to the body, and after some tumbles, they want to rip off. The little holes, get tears in them, and they want to rip off. So that's one of the things I really enjoy about Brice. If he sees a problem, he's like Vanilla Ice. He goes and solves it. But he actually makes little mounts, and there's a piece underneath and there's a piece on top, and they just screw together and sandwich the bottom wing stay and the top wing holes together. So now you have these two big chunks of plastic in there that are holding everything together. So even if your wing has ripped off, you can print these little tiny pieces and smash it back together and be good to go. Just the way his head works is amazing. Just to be able to sit there and go, that's not right. 3D printer, and design up something in CAD and print it out, and there you go. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I do have a Team Blue Groove body and some MCI decals coming that I've ordered to do a nice factory body. So it'll be all the original stickers and everything, and then this will kind of be the runner body. I'm going to tear it apart and clean it up, and once we get it torn apart and cleaned up, then I'm going to try to kind of make the decision then, do we build it up with the 3D printed parts and run it around for a little bit, or do we just build it back up with the stock parts and make a light run or two just for the camera and then stick it up on the shelf? Not 1,000% sure yet, but everything on here, like I said, looks to be original, and it's got scrapes and scuffs and everything on the bottom, so it's been used, so there's no big deal of, it's not like I'm gonna go out and bash a pristine car, but that was super, super cool. So Brice, thank you very, very much for sending this over to me. I am tickled pink. I never thought I would have a Falcon until they re-released it, and here it is. So thanks a ton, and please, everybody go over there and check out Brice's channel. The guy is just phenomenal. Like I said, he sees a problem, and he just, and ta-da, fixes it. But anyway, I have another old thing. So recently, you guys saw that the RCL sent me 3 new in-box vintage kits. The videos are coming, I promise. I just have not gotten them out yet. I need to get them. I need to sit down and edit out all of my stumbling and bumbling in there and get them uploaded. But those are coming. So I have the Mugen Bulldog 2, we have the Cox Bandito, and then we have the Marui Land Cruiser Super Wheelie. Now, in kind of researching all these, because there's not a lot of information on these out on the internet. There's just not that much, oh, this was released this date and this time, and, these parts, and these people ran them. There's not that much out there on those. So I was really kind of digging around on the internet. And, of course, in digging around the internet, you find things. So this is not a Bandito. This is a Kyosho Pegasus. But the Kyosho Pegasus and the Cosmo and the Icarus all had the same basic chassis. And that is what the Cox Bandito is running on, is the, Pegasus, Icarus, Cosmo chassis. So just in my stumblings around looking for things, I found this on eBay. And I'm like, well, it's all in one piece and it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it looks kind of crappy, but it doesn't look bad. And, like I said, it all seems to be there. It's been run. The tires are pretty much bald. But it went for silly little money. 1 second. So with shipping included, $75. I couldn't pass it up. So, it looks haggard. And it has the previous owner's name back here on the old school, click it and stick it name tag tape. So Kevin, thanks for your old car. But I couldn't pass it up. $75 for a complete kit. All the guts are inside, the receiver, the speed control, everything is in there. Now, I did not have the radio, so that's no big deal. I'm going to stick a 2.4 in here. And we probably will take out the mechanical speed controller and go ahead and put a new motor in, put all new modern electronics in, and this will kind of become the fun runner. Again, I do have a Team Blue Groove body for this, and some MCI decals coming for it, and I am going to mount the wing the correct way around because Kevin decided to stick this on backwards, I guess for more aerodynamics or something, or anti-aerodynamics. Not sure. But yeah, I noticed that as soon as I got out of the box. I'm like, what is that? Why did you do that, Kevin? But anyway, you know, this isn't going to get run a lot. The dog bones in here are terrible. They're a crazy, you know, like 4 or 5 paddle. It's basically a ball with, you know, splayed bits on it that kind of run around in the. It's a bad design. The front end. I'll get some pictures up, but basically there is no hinge pins in the front end. It relies on just the plastic flexing on the front to give it front suspension. So it does have shocks, it does have springs, but the actual suspension arm movement is just plastic moving back and forth on itself. So, you know, I don't want to run it a terrible lot. It was missing one thing, and I did order some parts to get that. It's missing one body mount. So the body mount on this side is missing, but I was able to find a partial tree on eBay that had that body mount in it. Right now, all the other plastics in here look fine. It looks like everything is held up well. Like I said, there is, you know, the rear end scuffed down. There's lots of scuffs on the bottom. The bumper has some scuffing on it. No big deal. The wheels are yellow. We may try to salvage those a little bit if I can. I'm not going to paint them, but we may try to peroxide them or something to brighten them up at least. But again, this is just going to be another fun project along with the Falcon to give me stuff to do over the winter when it's nasty and cold outside, and you know, I can sit down and sit here and pull something apart, scrub it up, and you know, make a cool little, you know, retro car out of it. Again, I don't think I'm going to keep the mechanical speed control in this. I may. I don't know. I've got the Futaba radio that Brent sent me, so I could put the Futaba system in here and run that. I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of a to be determined thing at this point. But like I said, I do have the body coming for both of these. I do have stickers coming for both of these. This one, the wheels are fine. I'm trying to find some Grasshopper 2 tires to put on here, front and rear. Fronts aren't bad. They're not, I mean, fronts never really wear out on these guys, but they're a little hard. The backs on the Falcon are slicks almost, so that does need rear tires. This one has enough tread on it that it's runnable, and the tires are soft enough and they're not cracked. The little pizza cutters on the front, you know, I think they were pretty much hard and rigid from the start. But yeah, that's what we've got. So thank you, Brice, for the Falcon. We're going to get this guy up and running. This one, again, eBay find, could not pass it up for the money. And, you know, I fault, you know, me researching that Cox Bandito for this purchase. But, you know, again, guys, I'm working on those videos. They will be out soon. But everybody out there, you guys be happy, be healthy, be safe. And I will catch you guys on the next one. See you.